Hello and welcome. This month's series of practices week to week are going to be a gradual build up towards the goal of getting your foot and leg higher up into the air. The yoga purpose of this is to help people get towards a more advanced tree posture where the foot is resting on the inner thigh in tree pose instead of the lower shin or the not so safe against the inner knee. But if tree pose is not really something you're too interested in, this is still a really great skill and ability to have. You never know when you're going to encounter an obstacle that you need to step over or step up onto, and having the ability to stand, balance, place your foot up high enough and lift yourself onto that surface can be a really valuable skill to have, especially as we get older and want to stay independent. So I highly encourage you to check out each level each week and just see what bits and pieces you can maybe play with or work towards down the road. And beyond that, let's get started. All right, for today's practice, you are going to need a strap and a block. But beyond that, you should be good to go. So let's get started. We're going to start off laying back and bringing our right foot up into the air with the strap around the ball of the foot for support. So you can exhale as you send the ball of that foot away from your face, flointing the foot, bringing the toes back, but pressing the balls of the feet away from you. Emphasis on the big toe mound moving away. Okay, and just seeing how much of a straight knee you're able to manage. It doesn't have to be totally straight, but we are trying to really lengthen that back line of the leg. Arms are back and supported on the floor. If you prefer to have a hand reaching further up the strap, you can do that. Just watch that your shoulder isn't lifting and your head isn't lifting off the floor. We really want to bring this into a lower body stretch and movement versus upper body. A couple more breaths here. For a bit of extra energy, you can send that left leg long on the floor, ankle pulled back, calf pressing into the ground. Keeping that engagement through both legs. Both legs are active here. Navel may be pulled slightly towards your spine. And breathe. Taking both straps in the left hand, right arm lays out on the floor, sending that right foot across body. The hip starts to raise off the floor, sending that right foot towards the floor on your left side, being mindful that your right shoulder remains grounded. So your foot may not go all the way to the floor, but we're really trying to isolate the twist through the spine. The moment that your shoulder starts to lift, as much as it's satisfying that the foot moves towards the floor, you're no longer just twisting through your spine, you're starting to roll over. Okay, we can inhale that leg back up through center, keeping that left calf grounded through the floor again. Take the strap in the right hand and then to lower that right leg out to the side. Both legs are engaged here. We're breathing. Relaxed through the neck and the jaw and the eyes. Inhale that foot up through center. You can let go of that strap as you start to bring the knee in towards your body, and you're just going to grasp whatever part of your shin, ankle, or foot you can reach to come into a half happy baby with that left leg still outstretched and engaged with the ground beneath it. Right ankle is flexed back, sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. Both shoulders are on the ground, head is resting and supported on the ground, letting the neck, the jaw, and the face relax as much as possible. Continue to breathe. All right, you can start to let that foot return to the floor. Take the strap off as you go. Let the legs both lay out stretched on the ground and just notice the differences between sides. All right, and when you're ready, you can get that strap around the ball of the left foot. Sending the energy away from your face through the ball of your foot, toes pulled back. Whatever amount of straight knee you have available to you, right leg can lay out stretched on the ground, engaged, calf pressing into the ground. Slight draw of the navel to the spine. Relaxed through the shoulders, the neck, and the head. Taking both ends of the strap into the right hand, left arm outstretched on the floor. Start to send that right foot across body towards the ground and be mindful of when your left shoulder feels like it might start to lift away from the floor. This is where you're going to stop for now. Taking stock of what kind of twist is truly available in your spine today. Inhaling that leg back up through center, re-engaging that right leg with the ground, pulling the ankles back, calf into the floor, switching hands with the strap. Right arm is now outstretched or resting on the front of the hip joint, letting that left foot lower out to the side on your left side. Again, there's energy through both legs. Neither are just hanging out passively. All right, inhale that left foot back up through center. Let go of the strap as you start to bring the left knee in towards your left armpit and just grasp where you can reach without your upper body having to leave the floor and get closer to that leg. Keeping the left ankle engaged, flexed back, right leg again, still energized, in neutral, ankle pulled back, calf pressing into the ground. Sole of the left foot is facing the ceiling. All right, you can start to slowly let go of that leg as you return it out straight on the floor next to the right. And just take a moment here to take a couple breaths, take stock of what's happened in your body, compare side to side. Hopefully they're feeling a little more evened out now. Then you can bring your knees in, give them a little hug. Rock side to side. You can cross your ankles and start to roll yourself forward to come up to sit. And then we're going to meet in standing. So for this next exercise, I'm just going to have the camera focused on my lower body here. We are going to practice standing on one foot and sending one leg forward. So first find your mountain pose and just find those 3 contact points in the bottom of each foot. Shift your weight over to the right. You're going to lift the left knee. So I'm going to turn so that you can see me. Lifting the left knee so that the thigh is roughly parallel to the floor, foot parallel to the floor. And then, hopefully without losing height, you're going to extend the knee joint, sending the foot straight forward, watching that you don't tip. Send this whole hip forward or lean back. Okay, so you can start to play with, what height do I have? How high can I lift the thigh? Maybe it's not parallel yet, and I can extend the foot without losing any of the integrity through my upper body. Okay? So just explore that, a few different heights with your left leg. And when you find what's comfortable for you, hold that for a couple of breaths. Okay, you can let that foot come back to the floor. And we're going to switch to the other side. So when you're ready, you can shift your weight onto that left foot, lifting the right, taking stock of how your upper body is stacked over your lower body. And when you're ready, on an exhale, extend that foot away from you. And again, you can play with different heights of lift to see what you can manage without losing the integrity of your upper body when you straighten that leg. And when you find a height that you can manage, see if you can hold it for a couple breaths. And when you've had enough of that, that right foot can return to the floor. You can walk it out, shift back and forth, wake up your legs a little bit, and we'll get ready for our last posture. We're going to take our block. We're going to have it ready in hand. We're going to stand with the feet a bit wide and possibly a little turned out. And as you go to lower into this next position, you can stand back up and readjust as needed. You're going to start to bend the knees, tracking them along the toes, coming down into a low squat. So you can decide as you get closer if you want to use your block on its tallest setting, its medium setting, or its lowest setting. But the goal is to start shifting the weight forward into the feet and relying a little less on the block. We're coming into a Malasana. Deep squat. Block is there for support if you can't just get right down low just yet. Elbows are pressing just at the inner thighs where they are near the knee joint. Palms are together at heart center so that you have something to press against, sending just a gentle energy outward on your knees. The spine is fairly neutral and straight as you lean forward. And again, just play with rocking back and forth slightly as you put more or less weight on that block beneath your bum. And just notice how your ankles respond, how your knees respond, what happens to your arches. If one ankle or calf is a lot tighter than the other, something might happen in one foot sooner than the other. And you're just going to honor the limits of the least mobile side. Two more breaths here. All right, in whatever way works best for you, you can remove the block, and we're going to come back to seated. Sitting tall in a nice easy seat, hands resting on the knees. You can close your eyes. Take a nice nurturing breath, and just take a moment to absorb today's practice. Let it settle in your body. When you're ready, you can start to bring some movement back into your neck and head. You can flutter your eyes open. And you can carry on with your day. Thank you for moving with me, and I'll see you next time.